Hi, welcome to Books with Laura. Today we are talking about the Usborne Look Inside Living Long Ago book. It has over 80 flaps to lift and it is not available in the US. So what I like about this book is that it starts off in modern times and then it goes back through time, starting with 100 years ago, and there's a big flap to lift right away. And I love the illustrations, how they're so charming and they're just so cute. Like, look at all these happy little people going about their days. So much detail that you can look at with your kids. The little newsboy caps and the ladies dressed so fancy and the happy little male guy, milk guy, not male. Sorry, my nails are atrocious. So as always, Usborne has these really delightful interactive flaps for kids to flip, just packed full with information, but given in bite-sized chunks so kids are not overwhelmed. And I know that maybe talking about history might seem a little bit boring for kids, but it's really how you present it to them that makes it exciting. So here it talks about 200 years ago. It's the early 19th century. Lots of people live in big towns like this one. They work in factories as servants or selling things. Cars and electricity haven't been invented yet. So that big idea is something to really talk to kids about. Like, how do you think people got around if they didn't have cars? What's electricity? What does it power? How do you think life would be different if we didn't have electricity? And for example, they have this little flap right here. A man comes to light them each evening. Oh, we're talking about the street lights. A man comes to light them each evening. And then you can ask your own kids, how do our street lights get lit? And then there's just these really big ideas that you can talk to kids about. All of these little stores and little shops open up, little teeny tiny flaps, so that they can really get interactive with it. 400 years ago, many people live in small towns like this one, with a market once a week. There are no factories. Everything is made by hand. So that's another really big idea to talk to your kids about. Like, how do they think their life would be different if we didn't have factories? Who would make their clothes? Who would make their sofa? You know, that sort of thing. Here's an apothecary and a baker and a butcher. 800 years ago, it's the Middle Ages. Most people are farmers living in small villages like this one. This one has castles. I like the way the drawbridge goes down right here. We bring news from the king. Messengers are the only way to send a message. That's something interesting. Talk to your kids about the fact that they didn't have texting. So what was the way that they got around? And how do you think that would affect news that you got? What kind of news do you think should be something instant? Like, if someone just had a baby, you wouldn't find out till weeks later, days later, I don't know, 2,000 years ago. The Romans rule the land. So I like the idea of them kind of going back in time, starting off with a modern day and then progressively showing how things have changed. Oh, this one opens up all the way. Romans have elaborate bathrooms. Instead of using soap, they rub their skin with oil and then scrape it off. I already opened that one. 4,000 years ago. This is the Bronze Age. This woman is making a pot from clay. She bakes it in a fire to make it hard. She will use it for cooking food. This book is great to actually, if you're a homeschooler, or it's a great one to kind of bookmark it with a trip to the Natural History Museum, so you can see these kinds of artifacts and things. And finally, 10,000 years ago, it's the Stone Age. Lots of little flaps to interact with. People catch birds when they can. And then that guy threw a rock right at the bird and killed it. Hunters creep up silently on big animals such as deer. They catch them using spears with wooden handles and sharp stone points. Okay, and that's it. That is the Usborne Look Inside Living Long Ago book. Thanks for watching.